Oh no. Oh no. Wait. There. Reduce background noise. And enhance voice. Okay. You get 2 options.
Hey guys. Just a little technical difficulty.
Gotta get the audio.
All right. So, hi guys. We are the local neighborhood experts, and I'm Sharon, and this is Kyle, and we talk everything. We love everything about coffee. We want to celebrate the local eateries as well as talk about local events. So we are here every Wednesday at 12 noon-ish.
Is it every Wednesday?
Well, we weren't there last week, but we try to make it every Wednesday. But we're here this week, so that's good.
Because we travel,
yes,
right? We're experienced.
Yeah, we go around. We try to make it every Wednesday, but last week we weren't here because I wasn't here. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So we want to just thank you guys last week. So go ahead, Kyle. You go ahead and thank everybody.
And seriously, from both of us, 3,000 people watched.
Yeah.
The Sandcastle Diner.
Yeah, we were at the Sandcastle Diner. I mean, it was amazing.
The support was incredible. And
3,000 guys, 3,000.
And if you haven't been there, if you're one of the 3,000 people that saw that, go there. I hope you've gone. And if you do, let us know. Type like, hey, we were there. Send, find definitely. Us, talk to us, let us know what you think. The message though, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us. It means that you love hearing what we're talking about. You guys love coffee. You love the neighborhood. You love the community. And that's just what we're about. We want to really support the community. We're both local to the neighborhood. I reside in Beachwood. Kyle resides in Bayville.
We're actually at Casa Farrell. Okay.
And this is where it started.
This is where we started doing this broadcast. We started here with Sweetwater's.
Yeah, with Sweetwater's coffee here.
I know.
Yeah, so
it doesn't feel like that long ago. Mm-hmm. And to come this far and like all the support that we got at the Sandcastle.
Oh yeah.
And thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
So we cheated a little bit because we're already drinking this.
Yes.
Newsflash.
This is cold brew from Kyle's house. And I have to say, this is really good. I mean, it's cold, so it's not hot. So it's a different way to think about coffee, but I like it. The taste is great. The flavoring is really good, as well as the aroma, everything about it. So it's the same hot coffee, but just cold.
Yeah.
Hence the word cold brew.
So may I?
Mm-hmm.
I have to correct her. I have to say this is not cold brew coffee. This is, oh my God, why am I forgetting the method? All right. So this is hot coffee.
Okay.
Perked over, steeped over ice. So once it hits the ice, it's supposed to neutralize the acid.
So is this this is not like a cold, was it iced coffee?
I don't even know if it's iced coffee.
Okay.
What? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. This is how I like to make my coffee. I like cold coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you talked about this last time. We're going to talk about, or no, we were supposed to talk about that last week. We were supposed to talk about cold brew. I also make cold brew. Cold brew is different than this because this is subjected to heat and then I cool it down. The ice cools it down. So when you pick up the pot, you can touch the pot.
Okay.
Cold brew is different in the fact that you keep it cold. You brew the beans. You grind the beans, you put it in there, and then it sits in the fridge cold. And it naturally just
drips down.
It's inviting the flavor of the bean out versus forcing the flavor of the bean out. So, is this Michelle?
Yeah, hi, Michelle. Good afternoon. Thanks for watching.
Hello. You always comment. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's my sister-in-law, by the way.
Hello. I think, are we meeting? We'll meet.
Yes,
we'll have to meet.
Yeah, we'll have to meet.
I was super nervous to have you here. I really wanted you to enjoy it. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm really. If I didn't love it, I would have told you. But I really do love it. And anyone that's going to offer me coffee, I'm going to definitely drink it. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And I really do enjoy this. This is really good coffee. And and I know people think I'm crazy, but I really love coffee. I was thinking about it today when I was driving over here, and I was like, I don't know. It just gives me that really, almost like a meditative. Puts you in a meditative space. You think about the day, you think about what you're going to do. It just kind of puts you in, I don't know, I think I'm overthinking it, but.
No, you're not. You have those moments. I've had a moment where I'm staring at it. I've had that sip It feels good and it's energizing. And then you just kind of get into like, you get in that space where you're just breaking stuff down a little bit.
Yeah.
You're having that coffee moment.
Yeah, definitely. Like even like my husband, Tyrone, shout out to Tyrone. He'll say stuff like, "Oh, you're drinking your coffee." he'll say, "Oh, you're drinking your coffee. Let me give you a moment." Cause he knows like I have to like, as soon as I wake up, he already has it brewing. I get my cup, I sit down in the living room and I just enjoy my first cup of coffee. So it's good. And of course, like I told you, as you guys know, I could drink coffee all day long. So this is really good. So yes.
Would you wake up to this coffee?
Yeah, I would. I would wake up. This is first cup.
Thank you.
This is definitely first cup. It's all day coffee for me. I could drink this all day.
Okay.
This is good, which is really good.
I put a little something different in this coffee too, guys.
Oh,
okay.
You do.
I put a little, there's some cinnamon in there. There's
I don't taste it.
Really?
Now that you say it, I can taste like the back end of it, but not initially. It's not overly spiced, which is great.
I don't like flavored coffee in terms of like sugar, sweetener, stuff like that. I like to flavor, if I can flavor the coffee that comes out naturally, like in the beans, that's what I'm looking to do. Okay. So there's cinnamon, maybe sometimes there's some nutmeg in there. I like funky coffee. Okay. And, this stuff is good. Like, cinnamon's good for you? Yeah, cinnamon is good because if you're diabetic, it brings up your blood sugar, just a little healthy thing in there. It just so keeps your blood sugar the same level all day long. So it just kind of keeps you in that when you just wake up. So it's a good thing. I could put cinnamon on anything. Yeah, I like cinnamon also. And now that I've married it to coffee, even better. Oh, yeah. This is really good. I have to say this is a good cup of coffee. So definitely thumbs up for Kyle and this cold coffee that he made. Not cold brew, but cold. We're going to try cold brew. Yeah. We will make cold brew and we will try it. Sharon is open to it live. Yes. We'll do it. That's a good point. That's a good point too. Yeah. Somebody who's like just drinking 2 cups. Cold brew has a lot of extra caffeine. So this is great for me. Caffeine. This is good for me because I always feel a little sluggish at a certain point in the day. So this would definitely keep me up. This is good. I love it. Okay. So I love it. Definitely love it. So do you think that maybe now we could tell people where you were at last week? Okay, guys. So I was in Dubai. My husband and I went on vacation. My birthday was last week. His birthday actually is tomorrow. Shout out to Tyrone. His birthday's tomorrow. Yeah, the 10th. Happy birthday. Yeah. So we like to do something every year for our birthdays and we decided to go to Dubai. Oh my gosh, this place was amazing. The city itself was like, I would have to say New York, Vegas, and Miami on crack. It was like beautiful architecture. Everyone was amazing, friendly. It was just really visually stimulating for the eye. It was just a beautiful space. So all the adjectives, it was great. It was great. So it was a good trip. The only thing I could say that the cons was getting there. Okay. And coming back. Getting there and coming back was a little bit challenging. How long were you in the air total? Oh, so it was a 12-hour flight. So we lost a whole day. So we left on the 1st, October 1st, and that whole day was a travel day. And we got there on October 2nd. Wow. So that was the travel. So that's like, but it's 12 hours. But the good thing, we traveled on Emirates. Shout out to Emirates. And I'll give the stewardess a shout out later on. But those stewardesses deserve a raise. Oh my gosh. So real quick, I don't want to dominate the conversation, but so there was a 12 hour. This is your vacation. Oh, okay. So it was a 6-hour delay going there. Because that pesky war that was going on. Oh. Yeah. So they wanted to make sure that we weren't going to get shot down. So that was the whole, 6-hour delay. So they would call. Who was gonna potentially cause a ruckus? Apparently we were flying over Iran and that was an issue. So they wanted to call Iran to say, hey, is it okay for us to travel over your airspace? We're not going to, cause any ruckus. So they had to approve us to travel across the country before, because to get to Dubai, you have to go across Iran's airspace. So once that was approved, so we were sitting in JFK for 6 hours on the plane before we even traveled anywhere, which was crazy. So they served us dinner.
And they served us food. They try to keep us happy, but it was crazy. So
it's still 6 hours on the tarmac.
6 hours on the tarmac. Okay. And you can't leave. And
no.
And then you can't be upset because you just have to like, okay, thank you. Can you tell us what's going on? No, we don't know. Everyone was like, we don't know, until I got to the hotel, and then they said, oh, by the way, there's a war going on. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's crazy.
So that's why.
Yeah. So that's why it was 6 hours on the tarmac. And then the trip. And so now, just speaking about the trip, I really was looking forward to finding good coffee out there.
Go figure.
Oh my gosh.
You're in a different part of the world. Listen, this is the United Arab Emirates.
Yes.
So.
Oh, just a little bit about them. United Arab Emirates is the name of the country, and Dubai is a city in that country.
Okay.
The capital of that country is Abu Dhabi. In Dubai, their border is Saudi Arabia and Oman.
Okay.
So that's just weird. So in case you want to know where exactly Dubai is, it's considered the Middle East, or some people say North Africa, but it's in the Middle East. And then, so that's where I went. I was really looking for coffee. Like, that was my goal. I was like, I'm going to find different coffee. I'm going to bring it back to you. We're going to, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to go to different coffee shops. I was so excited.
This is like, that culture loves their coffee. Right?
So,
didn't coffee originate there?
I don't know where it originated, but I was excited to go. When I went there, guys, I couldn't find a good cup of coffee. The coffee was, I guess, my taste bud is so American that I just...
That's fair.
Yeah, I just had the American coffee, and they even have a selection on their machine that says Americano.
And it's watered down.
Yeah, it's like, so there's espresso, Americano, and then latte. And then there's other choices, but they actually have a choice dedicated just for Americans, which I think is wild. But because they don't serve coffee is espresso over there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like they extract it hot and fast. And you said this in a couple of our other episodes. When you wake up to coffee, you want to know that the coffee's there. You want to wake up and have it strong. So
the coffee it wasn't pleasing to me. So I'm not saying they have bad coffee, but I just wasn't happy with it. Neither was Tyrone, which was sad. So it's, I'm not saying anything bad about Arab coffee. I didn't like it. So
it's a learning curve out there. You got to find what you like.
So on the plane, they served it obviously because it's Arab. So we went there. Everything is Arab coffee. So what we had to do was we had to find a Starbucks. Because there's a Starbucks. So shout out to Starbucks.
Thank you, Starbucks. For bailing us out when we're in new places.
So I went to Starbucks and then we got them to grind it out for us. So they grinded the coffee out for us. And then we means my husband, went to a store.
Not this guy. I don't look like Tyrone.
So
he is a very nice man. Who has a birthday tomorrow?
Yeah, shout out to Tyrone. So we went to a store and we bought a coffee maker, and then we had the coffee from Starbucks, and we brewed it there, and that's what we drank for the last 3 days because we were like so sluggish, we couldn't get up.
When you had it, was it refreshing?
OMG.
Was it everything you needed?
It was everything I needed.
Then there you go. That's your coffee experience.
Guys, you don't understand. Coffee, I mean, I guess it's just part of how, that's part of my day. It's part of my function.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, so that was that. So then we was able to enjoy the last 3 days was a cup of coffee from our room. And then we were good.
And that's cool that, like you mentioned, they have a whole bean. It's all bean over there.
Oh yeah, just bean. And they grind it fresh every time you get coffee. So the apparatus, the coffee machine, there's just beans in there. And then when you push the buttons, that's when it grinds.
It makes your cup, right?
Yes,
they tamp it down.
Right there.
They put it in. So this is, I have noticed, this is fresh ground stuff as well.
Yeah.
Right?
And it makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Don't take our word for it. I don't know. Should we say this? I would get a grinder.
Yeah.
I really would advocate to get a grinder. Start with something inexpensive, because if for whatever reason you don't want fresh ground coffee, or maybe it's too much, you don't have to invest too much. However, we have a good grinder.
Oh yeah,
we'll load it up in there, and we can make one-offs, or we could grind a whole bag if we wanted to. But then again, you're running the same thing. The more it sits, depending on the apparatus you put the ground coffee in, it has a different flavor. Oh yeah, totally. I totally agree. So if you are an avid coffee drinker like us, you definitely want to get a grinder. You percolate at home. Yeah. Like you add strong coffee and you percolate. Oh, yeah. So your coffee is strong. And, even in do you grind your beans to put in there? Or
Sometimes
do you buy ground?
we do both.
Okay.
So we do both. I mean, I'm not, it's just what we feel like doing. But sometimes I would just get the coffee pre-made and put it in there.
Yeah.
But sometimes but I know the difference. And if you get it from the bean, it definitely tastes a better tasting cup of coffee.
Yeah. It makes a difference. So give it a shot.
Yeah.
I would honestly say give it a shot. I like places that are, that's something we said. We got to find out who's like grinding their coffee. El Gourmet.
Yeah, El Gourmet.
That was a strong cup of coffee. And they start from beans, they grind everything, and then they're making it right there. So that I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the coffee that we drank that day was ground that morning.
And just so you know, El Gourmet is in Beachwood and is on Route 9. So that's a really cool coffee shop that we went to a couple weeks ago. Amazing
Phenomenal coffee.
Yeah, amazing.
Phenomenal.
So if you want to go to El Gourmet, check it out, Beachwood.
Speaking of Beachwood, speaking of where we're at now, we're in Bayville.
Yes.
So we're always going to give you some local ideas. Bayville, October 12th is having their Italian flag raising day. Okay. At Town Hall. Here I am, not remembering the time. Okay. Here I am, not remembering that.
Well, they can look it up.
Yes. And I'm going to say, you're going to go to Berkeley Township, New Jersey. You're going to go to their page and they're going to have everything there. The next thing that you're going to see there is the trunk or treat at Veterans Park on October 26th. That's a good time for kids.
I love this neighborhood. I mean, in the Beachwood, Bayville, all of the little neighborhoods over here, they really do a lot for the family, and it brings the community together, which is so nice. Like, it's really great. Like, you could choose to go or not. You could choose to go or not go, but it's great that it's there.
I love it.
Yeah.
This place has become home.
Yeah.
It's been 7 beautiful years that Bayville has been home for us.
Right.
Lucy and I would honestly say the same thing. We would say that we like what we do. In every community, you can find something that you'd like more of.
Yes.
And we have, our middle child is a child with special needs. So that's something we could always have a conversation about. Mm-hmm. In general, though, I agree with every word. There's a community everywhere in every town, up and down 9.
Yes,
you got Waretown, you got Barnegat, you got Manahawkin.
Yeah, Lacey. There's so many towns right down 9, and they all have these little events.
They have that pride,
right?
Yeah, they love their people, they love their spaces,
and
they have their pride.
Yeah.
And wherever you're a part of, that's what we're looking to find.
Yeah, and we're open to go to every local neighborhood, just to find the great cup of coffee or the great local event. So we are we always want to be the self-proclaimed neighborhood experts, and we will go to any town and enjoy a good cup of coffee or enjoy the communities that they bring together. That's us.
Absolutely. So speaking of places with cool coffee, and hopefully we're going to meet cool people.
Oh,
you want to tell them where we're going?
Yeah, next week the next couple weeks we're gonna hit another diner. So we hit the Sandcastle last 2 weeks and 2 weeks ago, and then we're gonna go to Tom's River Diner. So sometime in the future we're gonna go there. We want to go to Cool Beans.
Yes.
And the last place we want to check out is a Revolutionary Lounge.
Revolutionary Lounge and Cafe.
Yeah, so that's where we're gonna go. Those are the next couple places we're gonna hit. So
I've gone there.
Really?
They have oh my god, I'm gonna butcher it. Like their Leonidas or something like that. It's their coffee order. I think it's got like 2 or 3 shots of espresso in it.
Oh my gosh!
I swear to God, I was smelling colors. It's such a good drink. I walked out of there and I was just like, wow. It felt like the Matrix.
Really? That's crazy.
It was so good. We were at a birthday party.
Wait, this was where? Where was this?
Revolutionary. It's right by, what's that corner? Indian Hill Road and 9.
Oh, okay. I know exactly
by the Home Depot.
Okay.
We were at a birthday party at Urban Air. So Abigail's inside jumping around.
That's
and
funny.
I was like, hey, can I go get us coffee? We're going to go dip out. And I walked out with this Leonidas. And I was just like, wow, I wonder why that's why.
Oh, that's crazy.
So we'll get funky with a coffee order there.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, I just want to talk about one thing. So I want to give Emirates, just to go back to my vacation. The Emirates.
Now we're going to talk about it.
Oh my gosh. So I have to talk about, all right. So now on our way back home. So it was a great flight up until we had 8 hours left on the flight. There was this, Australian woman.
Okay.
And apparently, I think I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she was, I don't know what was going on with her. I think she took something. I'm assuming I don't know what happened. This is just I surmise this, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
But she went crazy. She lost it. She was screaming. So she was screaming in the bathroom, not just hysterically, but just like almost like she was being attacked in there by herself. They managed, and I have to say the flight attendants with a smile on their face, they grabbed her, put her on the ground, they tied her up and they put her in a seat. And for 5 hours, this woman was screaming bloody murder. And then finally, the last 2 hours of the flight is when she calmed down. But they managed to subdue her. They managed to tie her up and as comfortably as possible.
Yep.
And, everybody on the plane, it was so funny. Like, I'm eating this up like popcorn. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm looking at Tyrone, my husband, and I'm like, hey, babe, can you look at this? And he's like,
nope, sure not.
He's like, I'm not watching this. He's like, I love Emirates. I want to come back on this flight. I'm not watching the crazy lady. He's like, I'm watching HBO Max. He was like, I have nothing to do with this.
Thank you for all the features.
I'm like, babe, this is crazy. So I'm looking around trying to get some eye contact with someone else to say, this is bananas. And everyone is like looking at the TV, reading their book. And I'm like, I'm having like
this coffee's really good.
Well, no one is looking at the craziness that is ensuing. So I have to say, shout out to Emirates for like really handling it well. And I guess,
They didn't skip a beat, huh?
They did not skip a beat. They were and then afterwards they were like, to your coffee? They're like, did you want extra sugar? I mean, they were so calm.
That's what you hear about. Like, if you make that trip out there, that's what I know. From a very novice perspective, that's what I know, is that when you fly out there and you fly Emirates, their service is, that's what they pride themselves on. So, you're going to go out there and you're going to have a great time.
They maintained professionalism. They were so kind, even to this crazy lady. And the lady was shooting out profanities. She was saying such god awful things, and they just kept their cool, which was really good. And I think that's in our profession, circling back to us a little bit. Sometimes
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Sometimes with clients, you have to maintain professionalism, keep your cool, and I'm gonna look to Emirates in their strength, and to just be that way. I thought that was really interesting.
You realize behind those companies that kind of deal when you're that public facing, you can invest in your people.
Oh, and totally.
I would go out on a limb not knowing this, but I would say that they are. However, I could say they're probably highly invested in terms of their. How do you deal with people?
Oh, yeah.
What are what are some of the difficulties you have with people? Can you lean on a team member? We do that, right? Yeah. Hey, I'm struggling here with this person for X, Y, and Z reason.
Yeah.
Can you help? Sure. No problem. Well, if you find collaboration, you stick with it.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Or you just, I don't know, you got to figure it out.
Well, that's why you have a good team, like you have a good team behind you, and have other people in the team have better strengths than you on certain things. And then you could go back and forth, kind of like piggybacking on what you said, and just really finding out what their strengths are. And then maybe they can handle. Sometimes it's better to say, you know what, maybe you can handle the situation better than I can. And then you could push it to that other person, because sometimes, I think I'm pretty good in terms of really handling, difficult clients, but that woman on the plane was just next level.
And we're here right now saying hey, that's the best I've seen that situation handled.
Oh yeah.
Or you didn't hearing that stuff when you told me that.
I know, it was crazy.
It's that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
That there's no way you can't shut her up. You can't gag her.
Yeah.
However, you still got soda, you still got water. They smiled.
Yeah.
They were meeting the needs of everyone else.
Yeah.
In the midst of that chaos. It really, it's very cool. And that's the thing is I would now fly that. Yeah. Not hoping I had that experience.
Right, but they can handle it.
Yes.
Right,
knowing that if anything went sideways, I trust those people on that plane.
Yeah, because you know what? Not to say anything bad, but other places probably would have started rolling their eyes. They would have just been I'm having a bad day and taking it out on the other passengers, but they did not. They just kept their composure and they just kept, chugging along, which I thought was beyond, I guess, what their training could be. It was just them being, which was good.
And that's why you're here, right?
Oh.
It left a lasting impression, enough to say it on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook Live, guys, fly Emirates. If you're going to drive, fly 12-hour flight to Dubai. That's the best place to go. I have to say that was a very good airline. And the food was great, by the way.
Heck yeah.
The food was great.
Heck yeah.
So that was good. So that was my little trip, and I didn't enjoy the coffee, like I said, but, again, that probably is just my American palate.
I think that's, you're being awfully fair. You're being awfully fair to that region because maybe that's the thing. How long were you there for?
7 days.
Would you need more,
Maybe if I venture, we didn't venture. The trip was so fast and furious that we really didn't have time to venture out. And I have to say that, it is a walkable city, but we didn't really walk around. We had our itinerary and we kind of stuck to it. So we didn't really, but maybe next time, because we're going to probably go back. We'll, or maybe when you go, you can tell me how it is.
Let's go. Lucy, if you're seeing this, I'm so sorry. That's a good point though. For the longest time that I thought that was going to be an astronomical price to go to that place.
Oh no, it was affordable. It was definitely affordable. I was going to say,
affordable. The conversations we've had, that is very, very affordable.
Yeah, it was affordable. It was great, and
good for you.
And we did all the touristy stuff. We rode the camel, which is why not if you're going to be in that part of the world. And then we had the ATVs. We did the we were in the desert, so it was amazing, spectacular, all the adjectives. It was really definitely bucket list bucket list event.
That's what Lucy says.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was a huge bucket. Yeah. And it's not.
No.
It's not.
No. So that was great. So one thing I want to spotlight, what's her name? Dana Hobbs, and she works at the Beachwood post office. And I think I spotlighted her before, but I want to spotlight her again. She is such a sweet and beautiful person. And you know what it is? It's like, I love, and it kind of like go back to Emirates and their flight attendant. She loves what she does. And she's so professional and she deals with different people all day long. And she just goes the extra mile, which I love. Like she'll, in it's little things like have a pen. Because sometimes you go to the post office, like, we don't have a pen. And you're like, they have pens.
They have a whole drawer of pens.
And they go,
then
sorry.
They could just go, if their mother needed a pen,
yeah.
Wow.
And it's like, they're like, I'm sorry, but there's no pens. She has a pen. And I'm like, I hate that when they say that. Like, come on, how could you not have a pen? Or you ask them for like, can I have like a paper clip? Oh, sorry, we don't have that. Come on. But she'll give you that paper clip. She'll give you that pen. And she's really sweet and she's so knowledgeable. And it's so refreshing to go to an environment when someone they're really experienced in their profession and they're willing to share it with you, and just the professionalism again. And she's just really good. So shout out to Dana Hobbs from Beachwood Post Office. And she's retiring, I think, next year. And while she's here this year, just give her some local love on Beachwood Post Office. Just go in there. Say, Dana, you go, girl.
Right? Don't know where it's coming from. Just, hey, thank you for being you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. She's such a great person, I have to say. I really I love her. Every time I go into, it's an experience. Every time I go, she goes, hey, how you doing? And she probably doesn't know my name.
That's fine.
Yeah, but that's fine.
She's interacting with you as a person.
Right. Exactly, which I love, which I think is really nice. She's really sweet.
I've met people where it's like, oh my God, I forget your name. I remember some things.
Yeah.
I remember enough to know that like, hey, I'm really happy to be interacting with you.
Right.
And
I think that's important. Not always to know the person's name, but know how they make you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Like every time I go there, I feel good. I feel great. I know I'm going to get my service. I know she's going to help me. So, it's good.
And that's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Making coffee, finding cool stories, finding where the community wants to be.
Right.
And I think those people deserve a shout out.
Yeah.
3,000 people.
3,000
saw us last week and maybe this, you know what? I'll walk it back. Maybe it's not us. Maybe it really was the Sandcastle Diner. And people love to support that. So if you know other great places, Ocean County for now, right? Ocean County?
Ocean County, yep.
You know another great place in Ocean County that's serving great coffee, has great people, and is always bringing people together? Please drop a message. Let us know.
Send us a message. We'll go and we'll check it out, and definitely want to support all the local eateries because we're a small business as well. We're two professionals that do something. You could check out our profile and see what we do.
Google us.
Yeah, Google us. don't want to say any, we don't want to promote ourselves in that way. But yeah, you could, we know what small business love is, and we want to promote that as well. Yeah. Hey guys.
Dang, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Also, another bond that brings us together,
What's
okay?
that?
It's the Greater Toms River Chamber of Commerce. And I know
Yeah,
we're Beachwood,
yeah,
right?
true.
I'm in Bayville.
Yeah.
Toms River's right there for us.
Yeah.
And they do a lot. And they have their next event is actually this week on the 11th. It's their Member Connect, okay? And then October 22nd, they're having like a little networking, Halloween party, joint event between Toms River and
Brick, yeah, I saw that.
Head to the Greater Toms River Chamber of Commerce page. Go see all the details. Go see what's coming up.
Yeah.
I think they even had like a cool class this morning for anybody who attended.
And guys, like when you're
event.
as a person looking for services or some sort of product, it's always great to go on their page and see what the small businesses, what kind of small business there are, who's participating with them and supporting them, because we're all small businesses and we're just trying to get our name out there. And Toms River Chamber, they really connect those people together.
Yes.
Which I have to say, I really love that. And we're a part of them. We're actually members.
Stop by the Member Connect.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I can't believe we're saying this again.
I know, it's over. I think we're done.
It's not over though. This particular episode has come to an end. We are going to leave you. Cool Beans, Revolutionary Lounge and Cafe.
Yes. And Toms River Diner.
And anything else you think of, please let us know.
And thanks for supporting us, guys. We love the support. And we love you guys.
Bye guys.